So now that it's going to be Pisces time, thinking of the two fish or the two eyes, that shows, the symbol. And the reason I say it's Pisces now is because it's Adar 1. Adar 1 is the Jewish month. Pisces is the name that's a derivative from, we would say, like all the Latin and Greek words really that have made up English. We know it's a Latin word because, when they say a swimming pool, they say to do with the same P-I-S-C. Pisces is like Piscia and other things like that. So I'm going to share a little bit about Pisces now because the Jewish calendar is the lunar calendar. So it's not starting like in the middle of the month. Today's the 1st of Adar. And, we would say in February, it's already like in the month. Like today is the 10th. So we're not starting randomly in the month, but we're starting actually. So Neptune actually, which is like the planet associated with Pisces, entered in 2011, drifting till 2026. But in Judaism, we say actually that it's Jupiter, which is connected. And the letter is Tzaddik, which is 90. The numerical value is 90. And it's, the word is righteousness, charity. So Pisces don't take love for granted, their own value and expectations of others. In terms of like their own value I'm a Pisces, my birthday's coming up soon. And so this 14-year cycle of Neptune teaches us a lot, that things come in cycles, right? But Pisces don't take their own love value for granted or the expectation of others' love. And in love, it's all about submission, alluring, compassionate, mysterious eyes, wanting to give and receive the type of love as deep as the ocean, a sensitive soul hidden under barrier of thin walls. People don't always know it's thin. Gets taken advantage of, unfortunately, and takes time in love and dreams of the future. They are able to fulfill the lover's needs even before their own and are loyal in rough times. The caress of a Pisces makes the soul happy, and yet there's sensitivity, getting angry often when there's oversensitivity and we can't express it. Then the pain gets covered up, the betrayal, the violations, the fears get covered up with anger, and will be most vulnerable with the lover and won't judge the partner if they do the same. Pisces really likes romance and nature, poetry, mystical settings, freedom, privacy, being loved and wanted, ambient music, and dislikes noise, crowds, people trying to be in authority, ugliness, being reminded too many times, tight spaces, or private life being overly revealed. And Pisces feel alive before, like in terms of like when Pisces is in a talkative mood, they can switch subject to subject in a confusing way, and feeling and giving love, music, all forms of romance, knowing what's going on, being understood, and hates broken or unkept promises. So like Pisces feels alive in like the two eyes kind of way that can look in different directions. So there's like on the one hand, there's a low level of like choosing clothes or effort in appearance, passive, but still yet at the same time a rejection of societal pressure to be classified into a subcultural or subgenre at first glance. So they're lazy about the appearance, but they could often look like they're the trendsetter, that they put so much time into their outfit. So feeling alive for Pisces is almost like being passive and making the difference in a passive way. A Pisces can feel a lie coming before you even decided what your lie is going to be, and can dig up what others didn't know was hidden, needs constant reassurance in a relationship, and in terms of the month, it's like Adar is all about increasing joy and miracles, which is like where something unexpected could happen. So I want to share now the other side of this from the mental health first aid. They have a book, they have a program you could go to. So it's important to look at this because sometimes we can increase the same heart that feels the grief and the sadness and gets help and is helped can also feel the joy and the flow. So I want to share, not that Pisces are more likely to feel suicidal or hurt themselves, but just that this is like, so I'm doing this in the same video as the Pisces, but I'm just saying this is like what to pay attention to. So first of all, I just want to say before I get into the first aid stuff that we want to dwell in our spirit, in our emotions, in our mountain, in our field, in our house, in our palace, and in our body, in our mind. And we have to listen to the pride when we want to talk and hold our tongue sometimes. Like we want to make ourselves sound better or that we're not struggling. We want to hear the sound on the inside. Does it come from that inner flame, the true self? And this is our nervous system, the past self, the future self. Like the present in the potential is the original cell, no thing. So when we're bittul in Hebrew, we say, or the word virgin is betula. Like when we're like in our pure self, that undefined. It's a not self. It's like a negated self. It's more of like, it's not just the emptiness, a void, a vacuum, emptiness. It's just not being an I am. So it's not saying I am that, I am affirmations. Like it's actually when we're not anything yet. We haven't been defined, or the seal hasn't been broken into our inner self. So, that's how we could, that could be the medicine of the Pisces. Now, how do we know someone's sick? When they're feeling suicidal, they're threatening to hurt or kill themselves. And this is all ways to tell from mental health first aid. It's not from me writing this. When someone feels hopeless, looking for ways to kill themselves, seeking access to means, talking, writing, or posting on social media, thoughts about death, dying, or suicide. Besides for hopelessness, we would say acting recklessly or engaging in risky activities seemingly without thinking, increased alcohol or drug use, withdrawing from friends, family, and society, anxiety, agitation, unable to sleep, sleeping all the time, dramatic changes in mood or rage, anger, seeking revenge, no reason for living, no sense of purpose. And when someone even goes far enough to hurt themselves, we would say this is not an attention seeker. They need attention. Someone says, you just need attention. Yes, they do. This is someone who needs attention. This is a serious issue. It's a way to escape from unbearable anguish and to change the behaviors of others. It tries to accomplish the show of desperation to others and to escape from a situation or pressure. And it could even be to get back at other people or make them feel guilty, like to sabotage a relationship. People, like these are examples. How we heard how someone might injure themselves is to mix alcohol and medication, picking or pinching the self, overdosing, sabotaging relationships, which I said, staying with people who mistreat us, which could be abusing ourselves through others, and overly exercising. And in terms of there being shame, like, I'm switching gears here for a second. There's like a compass of shame, and it's from DL Nathanson in 1992. We have denial, which is avoidance, distraction, which could be thrill-seeking, and abusing, which is drugs or alcohol. Then we have a self-attack. This is when we're feeling shame. Masochism, self-put-down. Then we have withdrawal, which is isolating, running, and hiding. Then we have attacking others, which is blaming the victim, lashing out, verbally or physically. It's like turning the tables. And these are, again, it's like we know when we're in the shame, we want to come back to that center. We want to let go of that story of the behavior. This is when we're ready downward spiral. And I feel like it's important to also mention about food, because food is a way that a lot of people deal with shame. And you could replace food with something else if it makes sense. But we need to affirm that each of us is a child of God, fed by God, assimilating in divine order, manifesting the bodily symmetry and perfection, where fasting and feasting doesn't develop spiritually, intellectually, the faculties. We actually dishonor God when we fear food. It's a gift of God's love and care and substance. So I'm going to give a few here, a few examples. So number of calories per day to either maintain or lose 2 pounds a week or 1 pound a week. So let's say a woman's weight is 110 pounds. She has to maintain 1,700 calories to stay at that weight. Or if she wants to lose a pound a week, she has to go to 1,200. If she wants to lose 2 pounds a week, she has to go to 700. Let's say someone's 150 pounds. If they want to maintain that weight, they have to stay at 2,100 calories per day. If they want to lose a pound a week, it has to go to 1,600. That means 500 calories less per week. If they want to go to lose 2 pounds a week, which would mean in like a month, they would have lost a little over 8 pounds. They would have to go to 1,100 calories a week. Then we have 1,100 calories a day. Then we have 200 pounds. You have to maintain 2,700 calories a day in order to stay at that weight. If you want to lose a pound a week, you have to go to 2,200 calories per day. If you want to lose 2 pounds a week, 1,700. And finally, I'm going to talk about fundamentals of health from Dr. Douglas and Graham. And he says, oh, wait, before I do that, I want to share about how food affects our mouth. And this is the mouth we talk from. I mentioned talking before with the same mouth. This is the mouth that we might kiss someone with. So these are the compounds commonly produced by mouth bacteria. And you'll see that obviously what we eat affects this. There's hydrogen sulfide, which smells when it's in by itself, a rotten egg. Methyl mercaptan, which smells like feces. Scatol, which smells like feces. Cadaverine smells like corpses. Putrescine smells like decaying meat. And isovaleric acid smells like sweaty feet. I learned this in my microbiology class when I was in Borough, Manhattan Community College. So we want to keep not only our spiritual mouth, but our physical mouth, right? So we want to tell the truth. We don't want to go down the shame spiral. We don't want to hurt ourselves. We don't want to get to feeling like we shouldn't be alive. And then here are some fundamentals of health. If you're suffering, clean, fresh air. If you're suffering, definitely take inspiration from this. Or not even inspiration, take guidance. This is your instruction. If you're not suffering, maintain at least what you're doing from here. It's working. So 1, fresh air, and 2, pure water. This is very important. It doesn't mean you have to have the most pure water. It just means water that's drinkable. Foods for which we're biologically designed. You can argue with you want, whether it's supposed to be vegan or meats or, this or that. Sufficient sleep and sufficient vigorous activity. Smiles, sunshine and natural light. Music and many other arts. A positive self-image, rest and relaxation. Comfortable temperature. Emotional poise and stability. Biophilia means a love of nature, but really what that means is to be liking to be in nature. Make some time to be in nature. Internal and external cleanliness. I gave an example with the mouth, right? Peace, harmony, serenity, tranquility. Most people get a few of these during a meditation. If you can meditate outside, in nature, in the sunshine, you see what I'm saying? And then you have the clean, fresh air, you have emotional poise, you have rest, self-confidence, and individual sovereignty. So this means you make choices, you stick with it, whether it's discipline and then you like self-control and self-mastery, right? Whether it's discipline and you keep your word to yourself. Expression of reproductive instincts. So this could be taking steps toward getting married, even if you're not getting married, in order to start a family. Satisfaction of the aesthetic senses. So this could mean getting a massage sometimes from a loved one. This could be kneading dough with your hands. Inspiration, motivation, purpose, commitment. For a lot of people, this is actually giving back. It's having something to offer. It's volunteering at a shelter or of humans or animals. It is doing something kind for someone. It's holding the door for someone. Feeling useful. Feeling like there's something worth living for. Saving up for a vacation. Giving yourself that. Or going to a play every month that has a meaningful message. It's like a school play or something. Sense of humor, mirth, merriment. Security of life and its means. So this is sort of like, one is like surviving. We feel, okay, I'm surviving. I have my needs met. And then we have thriving. We could laugh about things and feel joy. Creative, useful work, which is like pursuing an interest. So it could be someone loves to research, someone loves to, someone wants to go to college and they're cleaning as a janitor now, but it's for a pursuit of interest. Their work is creative and useful. They want to clean up well so that they have time to listen to their classes in their ears, right? Could be anything. It doesn't have to be fancy. Amusement and entertainment, play and recreation. And they say make time for play every day, at least once a week. I go to a group, we play. It's called Interplay. I also try to make art every day, except the Sabbath. Love and appreciation, friendship and companionship. And gregariousness, which is social relationships, community. Like go places where you're known and make connections. Even if you're a weirdo, it's good for you. It's good for you. Even if you're a weirdo, just make connections, make friends. Talk to the birds in front of people, then talk to them if you don't know how to break the ice. And again, it's okay if you're a weirdo. It's better to be connected. And finally, thought, cognition, and meditation. So like I said, you could combine many of these together. And you can find this list, Fundamentals of Health by Dr. Douglas and Graham. And I want to add one more thing about amusement and entertainment. This month, especially Pisces, is about joy, increasing joy and miracles. So let's take care of ourselves and return to health. And anyone you know who's suffering, you can help them to connect with their health and with their wellness. Okay, bye. Have a good month and a good week.